Good morning, guys. I think I'm live on Twitch too, dude, which is pretty freaking cool. I guess this is my first Twitch thing with this software. I'm able um, to broadcast to both. I don't know how to get there. Oh, look, it is like dope. All right, cool. You like that? Those are the new branding ones. I haven't I haven't rolled them out as of yet here, guys. But if you guys want to give me, I'm kind of. She sent me a bunch of PNG photos, and I really like the branding of the lime green, black, lime green, gray, black, and white. Is kind of like the branding colors I'm going for. And so, if you guys want to see real quick, I could show you here. Oops, wrong one. Entire screen. You guys could kind of give me. I've had them for a little bit. I'm just waiting for the JPEG ones and stuff. So they have backgrounds right now. They're just the see-through. Like I said, uh, they're the see-through things. So I have a couple different colors. There's that one. Excuse me. There's these ones. And then I also want to use these for t-shirts and stuff. So pretty pumped about these. And then the one on the top right here. So let me know what you guys think. I'll be, like I said, I want to make patches and put them on shirts and stuff. So, one second. All right. What time is it? Are we? Oh, dude, we're way late here. All right, let's get into it here, guys. Good morning, everyone. So wild day yesterday. We had just about every single. I saw like a tweet on Twitter yesterday that said that we had every single type of market yesterday, all in one day, and I would definitely say so. Right? We had a chop market. We had a nice little upwards, straight up craziness to the upside, downside, and then way back up. There was opportunities if you're super patient on both ends here. But this is also looked like a widowmaker type day, and it's kind of like what we were talking about last night was that um, on days like this, you only see the people that kind of capitalized and were able to take advantage of the momentum and volatility. But it's sad because we know that there's people out there that probably took a pretty nice hit yesterday. So especially with candles like this, where this was 408.50 to in one candle to 411.75. This candle right here is 408.85 to 410.17. So $1.50, $2 candles are just really kind of crazy. So now with the futures and what we've done overnight here, guys, we did get all the way up here to the 416 in the actual market, and then retraced, and then kind of sideways come back and retrace a little bit here, and we did get to the 41.50, I do believe. 41.55 right here is our area. So came back and retested kind of like a breakout zone. We're holding 413 was our old kind of resistance area to the upside. So right here, where we had showed it, now we kind of revalidated here, and we're trying to we're trying to revalidate as support. The I would say, and going into like what our levels are as far as the open interest, right here, the 413, 413 right here, right here. So 414, 414 into 415 right here. It gets a little bit higher open interest, 10,000 and then 14,000. So that's going to act as a little bit of resistance, and it's a little bit weird why so far we're above that. So we may see a little bit of a wash down here at the market open, but then our support comes in here at around 410. So 410 is our bigger area. If you look for the guys in the chat, our bigger gamma areas is the 410. So that should offer some support, and we should get a little bit more, I don't want to say chop, but it's just not as big of a slide off. Once we get to like 412, it should slow down and catch into this 410 if we get down to that level. And then to the upside, if we do break 415, our next stop is 417, and then the big one is 420. That is that's something that I want to actually talk about here real quick, is that our call wall moved down. So this is not as bullish. It's kind of not as strong of a bullish. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder in the background, but we are lightning, thunder storming, raining here, guys. If the internet goes out, I'll be back on whenever it comes on. But so far right here, so our call wall was up at the 420 where the big resistance was, and we just got a little bit of a slide off right now. So at 420 was our call wall, and now our call wall has actually slid down to 415. So that puts more resistance here at the 415 for us to not break. So if we do want to break in and we stay above that, especially by the end of the day, like an hour and a half into the day, before the close, then we may see that squeezing type action to the upside. Okay. But our call wall has moved down from that 420 to 415, and that's definitely notable for you guys. Morning, Tennis. Nice to see you. Patrick, good morning, guys. If you guys could do me a favor, like the stream, go share with everyone that you can. Appreciate you guys very, very much. So that's what we're kind of looking at. And then if you look at my note, oh my goodness, that thunder was loud. I don't know if you guys can hear that, bro. Whew. All right. So what I was going to say. Oh, this is what I was going to say. So every day, I put up these levels here on Twitter. I call it, and then also just like a game plan, what we look for every day. So if you take a look, this is good more. Yep, this is it right here. So I have to change my screen again in 1 second. So this is what it looks like. It's just a website with a little URL, and I put in our game plan here for the day, and then our option levels, and it's absolutely 100% free. I post it on our Twitter, so you go follow me on Twitter. I put this up every morning for you to take advantage of, for you to see. Okay, so go take a look at it on there. And what the reason I bring this up is because what I put in our little note for today um, is that our outer bands are this 415, 420 call wall, right? And then the 400 put wall, right? So on the outskirts of those types of like plays on the those bands, oh, here comes a big one. Oh, I don't know. I saw it flash on my monitor. Um, so uh, so with I don't know if I'm gonna be able to trade with. I'll be able to concentrate. Uh, so what I was saying is that taking trades on the outer bands of the of those levels, the call wall and the put wall, those are where you want to take your bigger trades. Anything in between, you're looking for scalp type trades, just nail and bail quick trades, right? So I did pretty good yesterday with the volatility that we had. So if I just get some a little bit of uh, scalp trade here and there, that'd be good. Goog Bard, what's Bard? Um, oh shit. Google's down right now. Is that what that slide was on the just a little while ago on the spy that we saw? And so that's another thing that I was going to point out is that we kind of turn our focus now that we had FOMC and we had J Powell's speech yesterday. We don't have any other type of really big economic events that anyone is looking for. Um, and so um, that's on Tuesday of next week, and we're on Wednesday, so we got like a full week, just about of no really big economic catalysts. So at this point, we don't have anything that is going to necessarily move the whole market as a whole. Right now, we're going to be looking at individual names that are moving the market. So like something like this Google, where it just slid off. I believe that individual names are going to move the market more than the catalyst. So uh, that's where we got to kind of work as a team for everyone here. Keep an eye out for everything, just like you guys put a heads up on the. Oh, that's the second person that likes the logo. High five. Thank you guys. I like that you guys are getting behind the new branding. I hadn't released it yet, man. I've been sitting on these for a little bit because I'm waiting for the rest of the social media pack to put on the Twitter banner, the YouTube banners, and stuff like that. I hadn't quite released them yet, and I appreciate the feedback. All right, cool. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't think any other trading group has lime green. I think I've seen some people try to use it, and I'm like, nah, like. But even on our YouTube videos, all the branding stuff is lime green and all that. Um, so yeah, so we'll work as a team. Keep an eye on the market on individual names to see what's moving the market. But I don't believe the whole market is going to move. The market is not going to move as a whole because of a catalytic type event. So that's kind of the way that we need to trade, if that makes sense. Good. So put all that in just a one sentence. Scalps here within this area, within the inside area right here. Bigger trades once we see resistance at the outer bounds. Okay. All right. All right. All right. We got like 5:15 to the bell here, guys. Yeah, so I actually just changed my time frame right here on Microsoft. So, but Microsoft is crazy because it's not moving. It doesn't move as crazy as like Apple does. I don't believe. Well, never mind. I guess on this day it did, which is yesterday. So yesterday, but this 255 was kind of a hard area for it right here. And then now that we broke above that and they're on the AI train, now we have some room for this to continue moving up, and it's actually looking really, really nice. And it's actually showing relative strength as compared to the other um, tech names. So also everyone that's in the chat room, NVIDIA for yes, so everything kind of like I want everything to kind of validate support here at the open for any type of longs. I don't want to jump into any longs right at the bell. I want us to be able to validate some support, and we are right here on the ES. Like I said, we're at 41.55, so we are at a pretty good resistance level. If we just take off this level straight up, then so be it. I'm not going to go ahead and chase it up. The only other trade I would like from that is probably a crossover of the PDC. We're also going to get our um, our balance line is going to probably populate like around right here. So maybe a little bit lower. Oh, you heard? Now you heard the lightning? Yeah, dude. It's. Or you heard the thunder? All right, let's have a good trade session. Let's make sure you're using your stop losses, mitigating your risks, taking profit at irrelevant levels, not bag holding anything. And for the guys that are in the chat room here, can you guys, everyone, give me like a thumbs up or something? Let me know if you guys could see the purple alerts now in the chat. You could subscribe to them where you get alerted to all of them, or you can mute the channel, guys. So if you don't want, like them consistently alerting you or whatever. So awesome, Iggy. Thank you. Giovanni, thank you. I usually, so it's hard on YouTube to tell everyone. I usually tell everyone good morning. So Tannis, good morning. Patrick, good morning. Uh, okay, man, good morning. Uh, I usually know your first name, so I apologize. J Rob, good morning. Iggy, what's up? Good morning. Giovanni, I don't know if I got you yet. Good morning. Yes, so you have to be a paid member to get the purple alerts. So, and I'll kind of show you real quick. We got like 2 minutes. So basically, it's scanning our purple candles. So like the way that it gave this trade alert yesterday. So it scans for whenever it goes into the status, and it gives you alerts in here for all our watch list that goes into them. So pretty much does the work for you. You just have to 3 and 5 minute. So they alert. The scanner is made for 3 and 5 minute. Good question there, dude. Thank you for Seth. Good morning, brother. Like we could take one from maybe, or no, it wasn't working all the way yesterday. So I have someone trying to work on the purple alerts, guys, where it's going to work as a webhook and stuff, and you could get even text messages of them. But he has not messaged me back yet. So I hit a snag where with my coding they weren't. I don't know how to work Pine Script that well, which is the trading view language. So I don't. I'm kind of in a rock and a hard spot with that because I need help with it, and I'm dependent on them pretty much. Here we go, guys. 10 seconds. All right, from the very bat here, Microsoft to the upside, Nvidia to the upside. Didn't even give a chance, J Rob. Purple's already right here on the. I don't even have my brokerage up here, guys. I'm over here just happy to be along for the ride with you guys, I guess. I gotta log in. There you go. Big pop on Amazon right here, which is way different from yesterday's characteristic of the way it was acting. And it actually made back all of its losses from yesterday. You guys want a good way not to take trades right at the bell? Don't log into your brokerage until the bell rings. All right, so the SPX opened up right about 41.50 here, guys. The Qs are pushing up here just a little bit. All right, here we go. I would not be surprised if we just have a. No, TOS is not my broker, dude. No, 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 no. I think that they've done some really good things with TOS to make options trading more accessible and to help with the dexterity of it. But TWS is freaking awesome for options trading. Um, and with the algo stuff that I'm building with the purple candles and stuff like that, it allows me to auto execute with the algo to work on IBKR. So it's a little bit better. And it's just hard to trade on TOS options, dude. You have to have the option chain up, right? Which you could come over here and you could detach, um, the options chain or whatever like this, right? But then I know a lot of you guys don't have multiple screens or a whole lot of screens or whatever, so that takes up more area. And then if you're you can't see what I'm on this part, but to put in an order is like 20 different clicks in order for you to do it. It is not it. Where is there we go. All right, so we touched 40, not 41.50 here on the ES, pretty much on the dot. Tesla slid off right at the open here, guys. Apple's trying to make up its mind which way it wants to go. And then Apple with the open interest that Apple is the way it's set up here, guys, is um, it does have big open interest right here in this area. So this 150, 152.50 was where, so you see where it starts getting big. So it's starting to get into this thicker open interest right here. The highest one is 160, but you can see where it's getting into some resistance right here. So, but I mean, if they want to move it, they'll move it, and it'll keep on going. Yes, that's another good point out fact of Thinkorswim, or the way that it works is I could literally sit here and watch my P&L, and I could like watch my contracts movement on on uh on my TWS, and it moves like probably a quarter of a second faster than what my TWS does. And I'm on the same computer, same Wi-Fi, well, same internet, Ethernet, same everything, and I could literally see the price movement of my contracts before my charts or anything move here on TWS. It's too big of a program, dude. It's too heavy and too big of a program. So on these purples, this is pretty bullish right here. I do wanna, I kind of want to take this, but there we go. I didn't take this. I was gonna tell you guys that on the reclaim of this pivot and hold, I may want to get some calls, but I really not haven't been liking buying anything right here within the first half hour of the price action. So especially this middle of the range area, if we were at a bigger support, then so be it. But right here, this is low volume pushing right here. The gap fill for SPX is going to be 4163 or so. So we're at 4150 pretty much. Nvidia is still trying to move up, and then Apple's trying to move above our what do you call it? This our balance zone. And there, oh dude, look at that candle on Tesla, bro. So like in our purple alerts, Apple alerted purple right after the bell, and you could see that it's moving up here pretty nicely now. This is on the 15-minute, but on the 5-minute, it's also. Oh, dude, I'm gonna cry if this gets to 420 off of this entry right here. Let's see. Where is? All right, if you see anything here making any nice moves, call them out for us. The VIX is moving down. Tesla is so far pretty much leading, strongest of the bunch here. Amazon hit the top resistance and came back down. So a little bit of indecision, and Apple is starting to grind its way up here as well. And here's where I start crying. BRLU. Oops. Opening. Oh. All right, so up to our balance zone right here. This is our first little resistance. See how it reacts. Apple already kind of pulling back a little bit. A wedge on the hourly and the Qs. Well, Tesla finally hit 200. Oh, it's right underneath it, huh? Isn't that crazy, dude? How long has it been? Tesla was at like what 101 or something like that, and I even put a tweet out. I was like, dude, Tesla's beating down. It's hitting. It's hit SSR. Look for that bounce, right? And oh my goodness, dude! Like the low was, yeah, 101.81 was the low on this candle. So, and for it to be where it's at right now, and Kathy Wood was loading the damn arc. Huh? I'm funny, huh? She's loading the boat over here on Tesla move to the upside. Wedge on the Qs. On the hourly chart. Is this like what you're trying to do right here? Something like this? Is that what you're? I don't like trading with trend lines and stuff like that, dude, because they don't work until they work until they don't. Like if that makes sense. Remove join. Like they're a good piece, I guess. I guess they're a good piece of like showing sentiment, kind of. But yeah. 8,000 contracts of QQQ hitting February 14th. Oh, that's next Tuesday. All right, Tesla just about 200 here. If we get a crossover right here on our balance area, then I'll go ahead and try to take this trade. And we're at the resistance here on the ES. My primary style, so liquidity. So wherever the points of liquidity are, um, very, very simply and dumbly, like people say support and resistance, right? But that's that's changed. The market has changed a little bit as far as thank you, brother, for your callouts. Um, that's changed a little bit. Back in the day, it used to be the equity ruled the market, right? Now we have zero DTE kind of mania, right? Of everyone is playing zero DTE type options, right? Where as retail traders, it's kind of crazy. We need to stand up and take a bow a little bit because we've influenced these. Oh, dude, if it gets to 4,200 today, that would be really nice. We've influenced these uh, big hedge fund and institution type traders, right, to take zero TTE and to see that you're able to mitigate risk and make big gains with zero DTE. And so that's why we look at the options chain and we look at the option where the option dealers are located in order for us to make educated decisions, right? So if we could come in, we look at where um, we could see where people are positioned here on the option chain. And as far as liquidity, just kind of like Gordon over here is calling out where people are trying to position themselves as well for upside moves like that, or even hedging, right? So we know that our resistance and where I got the wrong option chain right here. Sorry, guys. Uh, where they're uh, where they're trying to protect the levels of liquidity, then we know how we could position ourselves, right? So for instance, we knew that 4150 right here around this area is point of liquidity for us to the downside. For 414, 415 is our little resistance right here because of the higher open interest. If we break 415, we're going to skip to 417. Like 416 won't even be a look. And then if we break this, we'll skip probably here to 420 pretty damn quickly. So so if we could see, looking at the chart as more of a chessboard to see where big players are positioned to be able to align ourselves with those big players, right? So if we know, for instance, right, kind of like the other day, what we were showing in the room is that the big players were positioning themselves on this down tick, right? So if we come a little bit further out right here, and I'm not paying any attention to my trades here, guys. So um, we had this big exaggerated move to the upside. We had to come down to reaccumulate in order for us to move higher, right? No one wants to buy as expensive as possible. Everyone wants a good deal and a good discount. So all the big whales, or what would you say, bigger traders, are buying down here on the dip. They're not buying the breakout up here, trying to get over 420. They're buying the dip in order for us to continue, get the continuation. So if we know and we could see that the bigger players, the bigger whales or institutions, dealers, whatever, are positioning themselves to buy on the dip, then we're going to buy on the dip with them instead of the crazy dumb retail traders that are being used as liquidity to could be dumped on to sell into up here, right? Because if from this move to up to 420, right, we're like 408, we'll say, to 420, that's 12 points. It's like 120 points on the ES. It's really big money, like especially if you have thousands of contracts, millions of dollars on the line. It's 8-figure trades, right? So our primary goal, I would say, in our room is aligning ourselves with where the big players are positioning themselves and taking technical trades off of those levels. Would everyone in the room agree with that or have anything to add? Tesla above 200. Tesla's been rocking that dip and rip here lately at the open, guys. Apple is not having any of it here today. Oh, dude, was it on my? Which part did you not? Where did you hear me leave off at? It looks like we're already getting that profit taking here. A lot of things are getting up into that resistance level. The Qs are pulling back here pretty nice, dude. And so we hit our balance area of right here, and it looks like I pretty much called my shot of where the price was going to move to, and we pulled back. So, and then this is a good example right here. Like, this is where those dealers are positioned at right here, right? Because they make money if the price expires underneath here today. So we popped our head over that 414, right? I believe it was 414. Yep, popped our head over that 414. Said no way so far, and now we're pushing back below this. So, and it's kind of crazy because we know, no one is really looking at 414, right? Everyone's like 415, 420, the round numbers, and so if we see where that big open interest is, then we could see where the dealers are positioning themselves. Definitely a zero sum game, dude. There's no crying and trading, bro. Just like baseball. Just like baseball, bro. Is anyone trading BBBY? Oof. Oh, AMC is in this volume gap right here, guys. Look at this. So the target on AMC down here to 550 or so. You're buying February 14th, 320s? I like that you bought on the dip, dude, and not on that breakout a little while ago. So Microsoft pulling back here pretty nice. The VIX is bouncing a little bit. Still no trade for me. We break this 412 area right here, 413, excuse me. We are liable to come all the way back down to 410. Excuse me, the first part, about 411.08 would be the first part, and then 410. So if we're looking at it from another good way to be able to see liquidity is like just with the volume profile. So if we come and we look at our volume profile like this, our first target to the downside would be right here, this 412.37, and then it starts this. The reason I said 411 right here is the top of this old this resistance that we had over the last day or two, right here, and you can see where the liquidity starts getting bigger. But then 410, like I said. So to the downside, though, the first place would be this 412.32. Oops. And if the trade gods would will it, a little low volume pop up would be awesome for me to fade back down to 410 from up here. Amazon being a piece of crap again here, guys, sliding off. If Amazon does a crossover to the downside, so right here, what I'm talking about is on this pivot. We broke to the, and I don't know if it's going to give us the chance, but if it bounces and comes back and retests this area, the 180, I'll enter right here, but it looks like we're just going to sell really hard. New lows on Apple. Yes, the Qs are selling pretty hard here, guys. So your thesis on that trade there, Gordon, is just because you saw those sweeps? Tesla's still relative strength as compared to the rest of the bunch here, guys. VIX is rising just a little bit. And this may have been my little shot right here. It didn't get as far up as I wanted it to. Still waiting though. We got 4 minutes here to the top of the hour. So you're following someone else's alerts? Yeah. So you set up a scan and Thinkorswim for like a flow thing? Oh, I see. Okay. I was just talking the other day that I think being in the market environment that we have been for the last almost a year now, I think we were looking for bear trades first and then possibly bullish trades, right? And I think that mentality has kind of has to change a little bit here, where we got to look for bullish trades first and then bearish trades. So as far as like not necessarily a bias, but the bullish trades are the ones that are working here. Dude, this crossover is, I thought for a split second to get in again right here. I did it. I hesitated. But this is that lower volume push up that I wanted. So if we don't get above the balance line again, then I will look for puts. So, but I really want it to be on lesser volume. Apple is at support of the pivot, and then the VIX is just kind of sideways. So do these pop-ups like that, like those are dirty. Those are. So basically battling right here alongside with the VWAP here on the ES. Now we're above it. And this is not the lower volume push that I wanted. This is more strength than anything. Son of a bitch, dude. Dude, it rejected exactly how I wanted, but not on the lower volume that I wanted. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on, dude. Sorry, guys. Flash trade? Where do you see it at, dude? The bottom left? Trade flash. Oh, dude, this is a nice little new tool on here. Look at Gordon teaching us some big delta trade right here. It's basically doing what I'm doing for you guys right now, just calling out big trades and stuff hitting the tape. That's pretty nifty, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I saw the filter there. Now we're getting like a compression here, guys, where this is going sideways and holding this area of support. So I am leaning more for this to curl up and break. All right, I'm gonna take a stab right here, guys. Of we got past the half-hour mark here, and there's definitely a bid down here that is trying to push us up. Apple went below the pivot and then is being bought back up. Tesla's in a really nice little flag right here. So I think I'm gonna take my shot right here. Some 40, 55, 41, 55 calls. Yeah, I'm waiting here because I mean we could definitely break bearish too. So, but I do see the bid that is trying to push us up right here. And but the other part is that we know that this is starting resistance is 415 or excuse me 14 to 15, like we were talking about a little while ago. So that is something that we want to be aware of as well. Is that we're kind of swimming upstream. You know what I mean? I haven't taken my. I'll let you know when I get in my position here, guys. There's news in 25 minutes. Thank you for the heads up. What's the news in 25 minutes? Are you talking about the oil inventories? It is raining harder than the mother outside, guys. All right, so you bought so you bought Apple right here. Yeah, that right here on this Apple dip right here to the upside would be nice. We got to get above the VWAP. So target at 154.25 would be nice on Apple again. Trying to be patient. Oh, you bought equity? Okay, cool. I follow this guy mainly just he gives insight on the auto market pretty much, and he's saying that so we got a little bit of a dip in like December, January on used car prices and stuff like that, and so one thing that he was saying is that the repo rate was super high, so like there wasn't even enough room for people to um, like store them all and everything. And now he's saying that nice dude, nice bro. Look at over here, Seth over here, guys. I'll put his comment on that over here. Um, talked about the levels on Microsoft. Where did you get in, dude? What was your trade on that one, bro? Um, so yeah, the what was I saying? Oh, he. So I follow him, and oh shoot, Carvana is up 21%. Carvana just jumped 21%. Holy crap, guys. Yeah, so this is what I was just talking about, is that the used car prices right now, guys, are going absolutely bonkers. I follow this account on Twitter. His at is the car dealership guy, and he's saying that the used car prices are moving like astronomically higher right now, and I think that's why we're getting this pop right here on like Carvana. So like also we have I think it's Car, right? It's CarMax. Um, is this CarMax? Does anyone know what CarMax ticker is? KMX. So CarMax hasn't popped like Carvana has it as of yet here, guys. So it may still do it. So is it? I don't know if it's halted too. It's not moving. Look at that bounce on Microsoft, dude, from the balance line. The balance line is at 270.38, and it's now at 273. I don't see. Oh, it's moving. There we go. I was going to buy this KMX, guys, and as you could hear, if you heard, it's at order canceled. I actually did put it in, but the liquidity here on this option chain is not it. So I'm going to have to smile and wave at this one here. So the VIX looking like it wants to drop lower here. All right, Corona is open here again now, guys. So up in this resistance and getting into this volume area up here. But this thing could definitely run and break some hearts. Tesla to 205. Yeah, dude, it's coming. Dude, it's cooking up this really nice little breakout compression right here. Tesla. So our volume hit a wall right here, guys. So I'm taking here these SPYs here for the compression breakout. So here's our TTM. Here's our purple candles. I know that we could have started right here. This is looking a little bit better now. We've proven that we're going to hold support. So my risk is going to be down here at the 413. And then my first target is going to be 415 up here at the PDC. I'll take some off there. And then after that, I'm going to try to diamond hand here to 420. So oh, beautiful entry, bro. Let's go. VIX is falling down here now. I'll put Carvana over here on my other monitor, guys. I need the ES right here. There goes Tesla leading up here. Microsoft strong too, pushing up. All right, so we are at lower volume here on that push, and we didn't break. So we need a 1, 2, 3. Everyone hit the ask so we can move. I move this little triangle here, guys. Sorry, or arrow, I should say. It'd be nice if Apple could participate here to get us moving, but the Qs are actually a little bit weaker than the SPY today. ES needs over PDC. Yes, the balance zone and PDC right here. After there we go. Or Nvidia, dude. Nvidia's pulling back right here. Come on, guys, keep on moving up. And there it doesn't go, he said. Little false breakout there. Yep. So real battle zone right here in this area, guys. So if we wind up breaking, then it'll be pretty violent. It'll be pretty nice. All right, so the VIX did bounce here off the 1855, guys, and again, the Qs are the ones that are holding us back here. So we need to watch the Qs to see if we can continue moving up. If not, then yes, I did. I like that volume here, this volume, but we just hit a brick wall, and you can see it right here too. So, I'm on the 30-minute, but right here, um, absolutely. Apple's the one that's holding us back the most here, guys. Just going sideways, riding this pivot. Um, so, and then Nvidia pull back here a little bit. VIX also popped up. And so for the other guys here, it broke even on QQQ. Oh, you got out of the trade? Well, we'll have full hour in the session here in about 5 minutes. So that'll be the time stop loss I put on this trade. If I don't hit stop out of this 413, then I will just exit. Um, if it doesn't move like a minute or so after the full hour. My stop on the call is right here, 413, brother. So that's where my thesis is invalidated, right? So we've proven here so far that this is where our bid lies, right? So we've proven with these wicks right here, wherever it's come down. In reality, it should be down here where the bottom is, but with the way that I took the trade, I think I took the trade like right here at 413.62 or so. So I don't have the best of average. If I would have bought it like right here, right at the pivot, then yes, but I don't have the best of average. I can always rebuy back in. You know what I mean? Great question there, dude. So the kind of the way that I take a trade is there's kind of two ways that I add, not necessarily add to a winner, but like also roll over like my contract. So say for instance, I'm gonna get stopped here. Come on, Apple, or are you gonna break down? So there's two ways that I do it. So say like I'm taking this trade right here where this is our support and we want it to move to the upside, right? So I generally trade SPX. I just as a proxy for the SPY, right? So if I'm over here on the SPX and I'm taking these trades, right? Right now we're at the 4060. While we were going to break the 4060, right? So we'll just say that I'm going to take the trade right here. So the next strike price in the favorable direction, I want this to move. I may take 4050s. I may take 4055s. It just kind of depends. That's a discretion thing. But then I want to look at where I'm actually looking for the ticker to move, right? So where the bigger target is. So in this case, it would be the highs from yesterday, which is 4070, 4075. So basically then what I'm looking for is our move to the upside where we get above the strike price there. So I take two different. I split my position into two strikes. So once I get above and in the money to the first point of resistance, which would be about 4058, 4060 right here on the SPX, I would sell my 4150s or 4155s, right? And then from that point on, the trade is a free trade. So my 4075s that I bought, I'm gonna risk to break even or risk to break even on those. So once it hits zero, I'm not gonna let it eat the profit of the 4150 or 4155s, right? So so everything past that is just bonus bucks. If I get stopped out, then I get stopped out, and then I still made my money, and it's no big deal. Now, if say we get up here to the 4075, and we get in the money on those, and I sell those, then what I'll do is, or excuse me, when if I go up here and then say it retraces right here, then I'll buy a further out strike, say like 4085, right? So, and then I'll go ahead and once I get these get in the money, I'll sell those and then just keep on laddering up like as it moves, as long as it shows momentum, right? Um, Now the second way that I do it is kind of just without taking the two strikes to start my position. If I move up, then I'll sell into I'll sell into the move, and then on the retracement down, I'll buy the next strike price up, and then keep rolling it up like that, just not buying uh, two strike prices to begin the position. But if you buy say even if you do it on the SPY, right? So like if we're say you're trading the SPY right here off of 413. Oh shoot, I'm gonna get stopped. No, maybe I can't see the ES. No, Apple just. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, my order's not going. There goes. Okay, so stop out right there, guys. No big deal. Um, and so remove drawing. Um, So say for, I know that this is breaking down right here, but say we're moving to the upside, right? So say we're moving to the upside right here with our example. So the next strike price in the favorable direction you want this to move is 414 and then 415, right? So once you would get these in the money, once it gets to 415, you would sell your 414s. And then once you get to your actual target up here of like 417, then you'd sell your 415s. So then that makes it to where your gamma took effect on your position, and then you're able to take a really nice little profit on those, right? They're in the money. So I don't necessarily add like I don't know if you would say like add to a winner or what have you, like if you do it like that. But I think this mitigates your risk more as a options trader if you're able to split your position into multiple strikes. Because as part of this, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard me explain this, but at the money, if we come and we look at the Greeks, right? And this is a pretty nice sell. This is originally the move I wanted, but it wasn't on lesser volume, so that's okay. Um, so if we come and we look at the Greeks and we're at the money right here, your what do you call it? Your delta is going to be normally around 50. So around 50 right now. Right now this is less because it's failing downwards, but it's going to be around 50. Now if you go a little bit further out the money, right, and you're buying further out, it's going to be around 30 or 20. So the way that your delta works is for every dollar move that your underline makes, so the SPY makes, your premium is going to move this much. So like 40 cents right now is showing um, for this, and then right here this is like 28 cents. So like if you were to buy those right now, if you were to buy 413s or what have you, and this and excuse me, the four, say you bought 414s or 415s, yeah. Oh, they just sucked the, oh no, it's right here. Um, they just sucked it all out right here. So the, say you bought these 414s, then you're only using you're losing 29 cents per dollar move of the underline, right? Now, if you were to buy the position, a full position of say like the 413s, then your delta is 41 cents. So like right here, it's like 10 cents more, right? So basically $10 more per contract. So if the ticker moves against you, $10 per more per moves against you, and you have the 413s instead of the further out the money ones, you're going to lose $10 more per contract than you do the out the money ones because the delta was lower on that. Does that make sense? So you're kind of buying a little bit of insurance with buying the further out the money calls, and then you also get to buy them a little bit cheaper since they are out the money. And then if they hit, then your gamma once they go in the money is just money. Like it's nice to see that gamma hit whenever it goes from being out of the money like that so much and then in the money. Um, and that helps a lot, like especially when you're building a smaller account, to know your strike selection like that, like especially if you're just playing two contracts, then that helps out quite a bit. So we're getting down to this liquidity level that we were talking about here, guys. On the Oh, there's the oil move. Yeah, someone called the oil move. So here on our, let's go like this, 15-minute, make it a little bit. Oh, this is ugly actually. So right here, now we've come to this higher volume node right here. So now we're going to look for a little bit of support right here in this area if we're able to bounce. And if not, then our next level is going to be down here at this 410. So a bounce and fail would, if we break this level, and then, but we're kind of like middle of our range now here at this point. So, and I'm really happy that I stopped out, because if not, then I'll be looking at a way bit, probably double the loss that I just took. It's not a huge deal. Does that help answer your question there, Patrick? If we could stay down here for 15 minutes and then get that reversal, that would be really cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't know how to record on this one as of yet. Whenever I take a trade like that, I'll walk you through whenever I get to two strike prices like that. I'll walk you through on how I'm managing it, so then you could see. No, not three different strikes. Wait, excuse me. I didn't see your first comment. So you take one call at the money and then one out of the money, right? Or both out of the money. So our general rule, the way that we trade intraday options, 0 DTE or whatever, is you buy the next strike price in the favorable direction you want the ticker to move. So like what I was kind of saying, and I think where you got the three strike prices is where I said 4150, or excuse me, I was actually on SPX. That's why this looks weird. Oops, SPX. I said 4150 or 4155s. So that would be discretionary, just based off of like, how much you want to spend, how much the premium. Oh, look at this bounce here, guys. That would be discretionary based off of your, how much you want to spend, if the implied volatility is high, stuff like that or whatever, right? Um, so you buy your first strike, I guess, if that makes sense, is the next strike in the favorable direction that you want the ticker to move. So if I'm at 4150, 4140, 4145, yes, of course it's going to be 4150. But if I'm like really close to 4150, and with how volatile the SPX moves, then I may take 4155s over that, if that makes sense. Then you want to take one next further up, almost at your target. So yeah, so to answer your question, I guess yes, they are both out the money, but you're buying the next strike price in the favorable direction you want the ticker to move. Yes, zero. So for me, I trade 0 DTE, but I have been seeing, dude, that the premiums for the next day expiration are not too bad as on the SPX and the SPY. I don't have any back testing to give the data of what's better as far as profits and stuff like that. I haven't had time to do that back testing yet, but I think that may be a little bit better if for the theta not to get you doing the next day expiration, but I don't have the data to back that up as of yet. I've always just done 0 DTE. Yeah, the only reason I trade SPX instead of SPY is because it's more volatile and I make more money. So if I'm taking if I'm taking five contracts of SPY, right, and that they're at $2 and they're $1,000 worth of premium that I'm buying, I might as well buy one contract of SPX and it's the same premium that I'm buying, and I'm getting bigger volatility that I'm able to go ahead and get, if that makes sense. A bigger potential for profit, if that makes sense. So we came back and retested this little area. If you guys, I had the little box right here, right? So now let's see if we get back above, or if we're going to use this as rejection to continue coming down. All right, so the VIX hit the little resistance here at the 1890 and is just sideways here again. Another good reason for trading the SPX and not the SPY, and not necessarily not the SPY, but an advantage of the SPX is that it's cash settled. So every great once in a while, dude, like if I find like a play like at the end of the day where like maybe it's like $100, right? Like for a call, and I put a risk to zero, like how other people call them lottos. I don't like the name lottos. That's implying that you're gambling. If you're saying risk to zero, you're assuming the risk of the whole premium of the contract. Um, so if you do that and it goes in the money, the SPX, since it's an index, it's cash settled, and you don't have to sell it wherever it ends for the day and how much you're in profit. It'll automatically get deposited into your account. So you don't even have to sell it. It'll just put in there. So like if I'm up like good on the day, and then I'm like, okay, like this kind of like yesterday, I actually wanted to do this. I think I took one more up trade here, and I got out like in this area. I saw this little like chop, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna risk this. And the 4150 contracts went from like $1.50 to $25. So if you're risking to zero $150, right, you could have made 2,500, which obviously you didn't necessarily risk that the whole thing on here, but if it would have expired and not gone in the money and not worked, then $150. So that risk to reward is definitely in line, right? So if I think it closed at like $13 because it came down a little bit, but it would have just came out closed at that $13, and then you make the difference. So, and you don't have to go ahead and do that. Kind of. So at the open, if you look at the open, most contracts like at the open, depending on the implied volatility, like if we have FOMC or some type of catalyst that the market is pricing in a move for, you'll see it like upwards of like $2,000, like so $20 for a contract of SPX. On a normal day, it's usually around 1,000, um, maybe 1,500 of a at the money type, type of contract. That, but if you get towards the end of the day where we've been getting, getting some nice moves at the end of the day, you could buy, like I said, you could buy a contract for $1.50. So, which then it's kind of a no brainer then as compared. Well, I mean, you could buy by that time on the SPY, you could buy the contract for maybe 30 cents, right? So it's a little, uh, a little bit different. But then you're looking at, what's 100% of 30 cents, right? So you're making $60 on 30 bucks. So with the volatility, to me, it makes more sense, and it's up to how much money you're able to have in your portfolio, your risk style. So it's better for me to pay $150 worth of premium and then have the potential to make 500 or 1,000 than spend 30 cents, right? And then maybe make 120, if that makes sense. So at the end of the day, like on a zero DTE, you could find them for like $1.50, sometimes a little bit less, depending on the implied volatility and stuff like that. But but yeah, and it's really cool whenever you get like these. Not this day was shit. Don't do it on a day like that. Um, it's really cool when you get like an end of day move, like right here. Like if you got the puts on the slide off right here, um, I'm sure. Obviously, I'm putting at the spot, but I'm saying proxy SPX to the downside, dude. You're looking pretty nice then about that point. That move may have killed our momentum for the morning, guys. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. That's funny. So true. So Apple bouncing here really nicely, guys. There goes the thunder again in the background. This would have been a really nice try for puts right here, but it's just kind of difficult action right here, guys. So Apple's pushing up and Tesla's coming back down now. Oh, there we go. Next little dip right here. Let's see if it gets bought up. VIX is still rising right here. Time to push up. I wouldn't even be mad if we have an inside day, dude. After the moves that we had yesterday. Okay, nice push up from right there. We did. That was why we sold off so hard. That was the sell off. Apple pretty much just getting back to where it was here, but that it was a really nice bounce. They bought it. They bought that dip nasty. Does anyone is show of thumbs ups in here or whatever? Is anyone familiar with the strategy? It's pretty popular. I think there's a guy on YouTube or TikTok or something that's made it a little bit more popular. You've heard of it, but not you don't actively trade it. Familiar? Opinions on it, guys? Anything? 4153. Yeah, right up here. No, I don't. Okay, cool. Not necessarily price action. Well, I guess kind of. So that's what the reason I kind of ask is because that's what I'm looking at right here. It's more of a trend reversal type, a mean reversion trend reversal type strategy. So like right here, I have the 15-minute time frame. So we have this little trend that down right here to this area, and then we have this candle right here, and then on the open of the next candle, the way that it would work is on the break to the upside of this candle's body, you would go long. You would go long calls or equity, whatever you want, and then your risk would be you're supposed to use the previous this body's candle, but right now it's acting like a doji, so you'd have to kind of set your own risk on what you want right here. But it's a trend reversal type strategy. So and it's I think it's really cool because you're able to really see very simply like you know what you need to get in, I guess, if that makes sense. Um, I like it on the bigger time frames. I think you get bigger reversals or whatever. So like on this one here, it would be the next candle, the next 30-minute candle over and the break right here to the upside. But on the 15-minute, you're kind of front running that here in about a minute. If on the break of 412 66 or so, and then you're risking the bottom of the body of that candle. I may take that trade here, guys. So we'll see. Not if it keeps dropping like this. That is definitely not my type of trade, like not my trading or whatever. Like that is someone else's totally different strategy. I was just wondering because it's pretty popular. This candle has to close over it. No, this candle could close wherever it wants. So we're just putting in that this is um the end of the trend right here, like the end of the downtrend. So then we're saying if this opens up right here, right? So if the next candle right here, that's going to open up at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock my time, breaks to the upside of this level, which I could put a little line right here, right? Uh, right here, then we're breaking to the upside, but we're not right now. Um, so that would be your trade, and then this would be your risk right here for 1244. So on the break of this to the downside, then you would get out. But we this that didn't work as of yet. 41.35. Where does that take us? A little bit further down. So pretty much like exactly where I had said earlier. So the top of the range where oops right here, where the resistance was right here. So we're pretty much filling in the gap from yesterday, around this 411, a little bit above 411 if we break this area. So what Bolio is showing over here. Oh, someone is playing games on it though. So that would have been a no trade because it didn't break the bodies to the upside. So that's I think yeah. Okay, man. I think that's what. It sucks, man, because this is the trade that I wanted was to the downside, and this volume was really nice here on both of these pushes, and scared me to get it to the downside. So I went upside, took a little haircut, and the VIX is still rising here, guys. Oh, there we go. So nice little bounce right there. Okay, so we just got boils over here showing in our chat. They're trying to protect this 4140 area here on the ES. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Dude, if they pull the bid right here, we're gonna go a little bit further, go for a little bit of a further ride down here. Ooh, big spike here on the VIX. And Carvana just hit 16, dude. It went over 16 and didn't do anything. I know, right? We'll see. I think we're gonna get like 40, 411.50 or so right here, dude. This brings us right to the top of like this, the 41.33, 41.36. The 41.36 was the key level for the breakout over the last few days. So we're just backfilling here, letting some shorts get out of this trade right here, letting them cover. So and then this brings us down here to our open interest area right here. So 411 is 12,000 and then 410 is 21,000. So we're definitely getting here into the bigger support levels. Like you said, yes. So kinda, right? So this is actually a really good topic we could talk about here a little bit if you aren't fully aware of like how and this is kind of like what we're I don't know if were you the one um asking about like positioning and like how we trade? So back in the day, right? Nah, I say it like it was forever ago, but in around 2019 or so, and if you go and you look on my YouTube, you could see that there's quite a bit of videos that I have where uh, the I took some big trades on the flow, right? On the option flow, which is just basically like option tape, right? And what we're looking for is the blocks and the sweeps, the big unusual type trades, the whales or the big the big trades, right? So because if you're taking trades like that, then you're pretty boil alert or whale alert. Oh yeah, so someone stepped in here at the 4140 there with 1,000 contracts there, guys, and I think they just got taken out. I'm not sure. Boyle's over here updating in the chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, they just definitely got taken out, I think. Um, oh no, we're still at 4140. So excuse me. They're at 4140 on there. So but the thing is that whenever you're taking those trades, right? So basically, if you remember, like in AMC, everyone kept on buying AMC to the upside and was buying all of it was a big gamma squeeze to the upside, right? Whenever we had that big ass move, right? And so what was happening is the option dealers, and this is when I kind of started realizing what was happening is the option dealers would have to take the strikes and then buy higher strikes and then buy higher strikes. And so whenever the price would move above the strike price where the bigger open interest or where the dealers were selling those calls, they had to offset that by buying the equity, and it would push the stock even higher, and then they would have to sell calls even higher than that in order to be able to offset the loss, right? So and using the flow, yes, you could see definitely very big aggressive, call or sell buy or put buying and things like that, but it's very just one dimensional. It's because for those sweeps or blocks, right there, it's just a transaction. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's meant to be bullish or it's meant to be bearish. It's a transaction, right? So for every buyer, there has to be a seller. And whenever you look at it like that, whenever you're buying calls, the market maker or the dealer that's selling you those calls are the ones that have a lot more money in order for them to win, right? So they don't like to lose. So if you're in some type of move like this, right, like an AMC, and I know that they lost in this one, obviously, right? Because we know the volume and the whole thing. But if you're a market maker and you start seeing like a move like this, then what you're basically doing then is you could bet if you're say like right here at the 15, right? This was the breakout point for AMC. Then if this just got like a false breakout and you're able to short the equity to bring it back down to make sure that it closes under the 15 so that your premium because they make the money on the premium expiring worthless under 15, right? So if you bought 15 calls, the person on the other side is making premium from you selling them, from them selling you the calls, rather, excuse me. So they wanted to close under 15 so that they have a little bit more play because they have more money and they could actually manipulate the stock to be able to sell and short the actual equity stock in order for them to win on the contracts, right? If not, then what they need to do in order to be at net zero then is just like this happened this day is that, or week or whatever, is that it pushed above 15. So then they have to go ahead and buy as many shares as they have contracts open, and that pushes the ticker even higher. So in the open interest like this, what we're looking at is where those dealers are positioned at, right? So these are not traders, so to speak. So the traders are over here in the volume. They're trading over here 0 DTE. This is us being degenerates over here, right? These are the people that are banking on us for us to close under these levels by the time frame specified. So if like today, there's the 8th, right? The 0 DTE, and then we could go out to further option chains as well. But so then if you're looking at this, you would normally take and look at the open interest right here, and you think, oh, there's a lot of people that want 413, 414 calls. It must go up to there, right? But if you look at the price action, it's like, well, why isn't it moving up, right? So right now, the market makers are winning right now because they're making money on the premium by the price being below this 413, or excuse me, 414, 415 area, right? So there's two ways that you could play this, and this is where you got to watch the price action on where this goes. Is that if we make a move like we did this morning, right, and we aren't able to break that high open interest level to the upside, then it's a good level for puts, like we had talked about. I just didn't like that we had a lot of volume on the push up to begin with. Um, so if you have a lesser volume and it pushes up, then yes, that's where the market makers are. The big whales, the big the big dealers are there to back you up. You want to trade with the dealers, not against them. Like, please do not be like these idiot AMC, GameStop, and BBBY people that think like they're gonna win. And what is it? What's the acronym? The MOAS, whatever, and stick it to the man and whoever the Citadel CEO is and all that. Dude, once you get through your mind, dude, that you're just a little fish in a shark infested ocean, you're gonna want to you want to trade alongside the big whales and the big traders as much as possible. So a good analogy or good metaphor that someone once told me is that like you want to so like the big whales or the big traders are like a big yacht or aircraft carrier out in the ocean, and they're going to make little waves, right? And it's our job as like a little wave runner, a little boat, to ride the waves that they make. And so, and that's our whole thing, is that we want to be on the same side as the market makers or the biggest people in the market that are moving the market, right? We don't want to go against them. Why would you want to go against them, dude? So we want to find where they're positioned at and be able to go alongside with them. And that's what the open interest allows us to do, is to see that, okay, we have 24,000 contracts within this area right here, right? So we could pretty much come over here, and if we're drawing our area right here, we could pretty much come over here and say, okay, this 415 area to 414 right here, this is our first resistance right here, right? So we're going to go ahead and draw, actually go like this and then edit. So we're going to come over here and we'll make this red, right? So that's our, oh, that's pink. Not that I have anything against pink, but I was expecting red. Let's see. That's red. All right, so that's our first one, right? And so then if we come over here and then we say, okay, 417 is our next area, right? So then we come up here and we have our next one right here, and then we draw our little thing right here. Edit properties, more. Yeah, right? And then if we come over here and then we look to the downside on where our gamma is to the downside, we could see that from around 412 to 410 and even further, right? It's still thick open interest, but starting at 412 is where we have bigger open interest right here. There's a little bit at 414, but we'll say 412 is our buy zone, right? So if we come over here, we get our little box and we come like this. So we know that the 412 up to like around 410 right here is our buy zone. So this is where anyone that's selling puts right here wants the price to stay above this level in order for the premium to expire worthless and for them to make money, right? So if you come over here and we change this to green, now we got a pretty good understanding of the way that we're looking at the way that a little bit of a different way that we're looking at the chart is, right? So, and once this broke right here, once this broke to the downside, it moved very fluidly until it got to this 412 area, right? Would you agree or disagree? So there's not any liquidity in this area. We went into price discovery until we got the bid down here, and we're moving up. And actually, I'm gonna wind up missing this trade here as I'm talking. Let me just double check it. It's not quite there yet. And so that's the way that we're looking at it like that, right? So if you have like a flow type software like Cheddar Flow, Traditix, Flow Algo, Unusual Whales, whatever you're using, there's a lot of them now. Back in my day, we had to walk uphill to school both ways and in the freezing cold, and we only had like maybe 2 flow services that we could choose from. Now there's even free ones, I think. So, what I want to happen is for us to get down into these liquidity areas, and for then the flow to go ahead and come in, and from here and go in the direction that I want to go, right? So if you're in here buying and you see that the flow is coming in of a bunch of puts to the downside, you don't want to go ahead and buy that. So the flow is more used as a confirmation of your thesis in the trade rather than to generate trade ideas.
So I do agree. I do agree with the flow being a tool for confirmation, but not necessarily to generate trade ideas and trade solely off that. And it could give you trade ideas, I guess is what I'm saying. But um, just to see that a big sweep came through and take a trade off of it is not enough of a bot like a conviction or um, edge alpha for you to take those trades, right? So um, I know that was a very long-winded answer. I hope that answers your question. But yes, to use the open interest is to show where the dealers are actually positioned at, so then we could position ourselves alongside with them, right? And so same thing to the if we take this trade right now, it's looking like it wants to continue down a little bit, but if we take a trade right here, we start looking a lot more bullish and bouncing. We're not going to go ahead and hold and diamond hand our calls up here for it to get to 420. From 411 to 414 is a pretty nice, damn good trade right here. We're going to go ahead and take some profit because this is our sell zone right here, right? And then if it resets up, or we, like I was talking about earlier, for us to be able to have two strikes, then we're going to hold our second strike for the continued move. But we are going to go. We need to be sell a little bit here into this area, and we're not going to hope and pray that it continues going just based off the price action alone, because we understand that there's and I think I don't know if Boyle is in here if he's listening, but if you're in the book map, I bet you if you zoom out, you could see that there's orders that are sitting just up in here in this area on the ES, which would be like I think it's like 4155 or something like that. So it's kind of a different way of thinking. It's kind of an inverse way of thinking, right? So like everyone kind of just tells you like, oh, like if you get a pattern like this, then this is how you react, and whatever, right? But that's not necessarily the case. I'm going to go ahead and take these off now. Exactly. So you would only need the very, very big flow that is very so the flow that is most important to me is when it's very close to expiration, so within the same week of expiration, very high premium, and if it's aggressively priced, so like if it's a way out the money, or very close to the money, that's discretionary um strike that's being called, then they're willing to go ahead and put a lot of money on them being right within that short time frame, right? So sorry, I got mochas on my nose, dude. I got runny nose. Sorry. Um, so they're banking on being. They're not going to take a $2 million position with a 2 day expiration to be wrong, right? They obviously have some type of information that we're not privy to, and or some type of tool that we're not privy to be able to understand that why the market is going to go ahead and move like that. Like for instance, there was someone over here betting on the treasury market yesterday. The reason we got this move to the downside was because of the treasury auction right here, and someone at the very top right here at the 414 took 409 calls. Dude, they made probably like 5 million within an hour or 45 minutes. So the only flow that's actually very pertinent for to dude, I wanted this move to the downside, so and I had it. Oh well, better safe than not taking it, or better not taking it, being safe and not taking it. But that's the flow that I'm interested in. Is the very big premium, very aggressively expiration date, a very aggressive strike ones, because then they're actually day trading, right? They're actually day trading like us for them to actually make money very quickly. Um, so in that sense, uh, I used to have the flow algo up every day, like trading with it every day on here, and I don't necessarily need it anymore. So if I could see already where everyone is positioned at right here, just so this is where the open interest is, and then I also have the gamma levels, right? So I talked about I put the gamma levels on Twitter for you every day. This is where oops, can you guys see that? So this is also where you look at where people are positioned and everything as well too. So if I'm coming over here and I'm showing this here, So I put this on my Twitter every day, and I put right here, here's your call wall 415. So that's your big resistance we talked about in pre-market. I talked about that the call wall moved from 420 to downwards, right? So that is not as bullish as it has been over the last few days. And we did have gamma at 420. Our bias flip is at 409. So where we go from being in a positive delta environment to a negative delta environment, uh, the selling will intensify or accelerate underneath 409. And then our gamma level is 410, 400, and our put wall is 400. So these are your big other big levels in order for you to keep track of. And that's exactly, if you come and you take a look at on your open interest, this is exactly what we're looking at right here, right? So this 410 is the highest open interest right here. It's going to also have the highest gamma. If I come over to monthly expiration, you'll see that the 410 is going to have a really high open interest, and thus far having a very high gamma as well. So 400 being our put wall, there's 100,000 right here, and then 410, there's 48,000 right here. Cool. So yeah. And that's why we're called the new age of Wall Street, dude, because we're not buying triangle breakouts, bro. When you're trading alongside the big boys, then you get big boy trades. And that's something that, like, if you come and you look at a little bit further out, so just to kind of show what we're talking about. Oh no, dude, I was looking for the bounce right there at the 412, and it's just moving down now. So I might just have to take this out for today. I was gonna stay until about now, this 10:30. I've been getting kind of eaten up here at in the lunch time, so I may just stay and put around here for another half hour or so. But I'm not really too interested in taking any trades unless we get any type of really big um, we get any big type of trades. Honestly, the Qs as the one that had the lower volume pop up that I was looking for and would have been nicer for the trade of the downside. So in this instance, kind of like what we're talking about, our put wall right here, where everyone was buying puts at the 380, those dealers were selling the 380s. They wanted the price to stay above this 380 right here back in December, if you remember, right? But if you remember the sentiment and what everyone was talking about, they're like, "Oh, we're going back down to 350 if we, to break down this area." Everyone was trying to, get this to move down. But we got this really nice accumulation area right here where all the bulls and whales, big dealers were buying right here at this 380 because this is the liquidity of that put wall where everyone was selling, they were buying right here. And this is just a really good example of that, because if you bought at 380 and then now we're at 415, 410, whatever, that's 20, 35 points or so. But even just on this trade, right? Like on the breakout from, because I did take this trade right here from the 380 up to 392, 395. And if you go through my Twitter, I believe that I think I was one of the only ones I was calling for 395 from down here. And it worked out perfect. Like it's so if you're trading alongside the big boys here that are buying alongside right here, and the dealers wanted to close above this 380, then we get this break to the upside, and then we got the retest, right? So if you missed the original breakout, you got the retest right here where it retested the breakout area right here, and then you get the nice move over the course of like 2-3 days from 386 to 400, I believe, almost 400. So So now, like if we're looking at our liquidity right here, like as far as the on the equity side of things here on the, because the only thing that matters is liquidity in the market. Like whales cannot make moves if they do not have, if they aren't able to buy, and it takes them a while to be able to fill their size and what they need. So we're working ourselves down here into this bigger area right here. If we're able to make it all the way down to this level, to this S2-ish area, and you can see that whenever we get into this low volume, low liquidity area, we get these big slides off, right? We go into price discovery and we get the big slides off in between the volume gaps. Then once we start getting into the higher liquidity areas, right, which also coincide with our option chain from today, which is the 8th, then you could see this is also what we're talking about, right? So 12,000, 21,000. This is where we would expect us to hold, at least for today. So, and this really helps you like get rid of that FOMO, right? So when a lot of new and novice traders, they see this move right here, and what happens in this candle? They want to buy this breakout, right? The break below right here, but you're playing for like 40 cents, right? And when this already moved dollars, you're trying to play for 50 cents. Why would you do that? It's just in my opinion, it's pretty silly. What you would want to do is wait for it to get to liquidity right here and then bounce, and then you get the move to the upside, and then you have more range to move to the upside than you do downside. You can't necessarily see, so the volume profile is just for equity. You can't see the option flow from that, but it does sometimes add up. Flow is VP for options, sort of. What's VP? Volume profile? Kinda, right? So that's what I kind of wanted to make is like I actually have right here, dude. I if I press this button, it's gonna freaking wreck my whole TOS probably. But a volume profile for options, option contracts would be absolutely awesome, right? Let's go ahead and see if it'll do it. I don't think it will. Oh no, this is the wrong one. But I actually do have right here. Watch, I think this is gonna break my whole TOS right here. It's a big ass, dude. Yeah, see, it's not moving no more. So like, it's a big ass freaking script, dude. So, but yes, if we're able to make like a volume profile for option contracts, that would be absolutely awesome. Which I know on TradingView, some people have tried to do kind of it, and other people have done it where, like. Watch, I'll go ahead and take off this screen right here and I'll show you. See if it'll do it. It doesn't even want to go on here. Like, so, yeah. Some people have tried to do it on like TradingView and stuff like that, but the thing is that it's dynamic. Like these levels change every day. So in order for you to write the script for it to update every day is kind of hard. It needs to pull the data from the SIBO every day, and what some people do is they sell a script and basically they're manually updating it every day, which is dumb. But I would like for us to be able to have something like this. It's funny that it just doesn't work. Honestly, dude, that's one of the things that I was working on for our app to have is something like that. You know what I mean? But there's a reason why they don't have it. It's because it's a lot of freaking data. Like it's a lot. Um, and so I've had some really cool ideas for us to be able to have stuff like this in here. But for me to code it by myself is pretty rough. Excuse me. So oh yeah, so I'm working with someone to do it, dude. Is just getting them to understand. So getting a coder to understand finance talk and trader talk is the hard part. Yeah, see, whenever I try to run the script in here, dude, it's just too big. It bricks the whole thing. I thought maybe if I let it load for a little bit, it would come up, but it's not. Fix is over here looking like a small cap going up. It's at 20 right now. Just broke 20. VIX is still pushing up. What would be cool too is if we're able to see in real time, kind of like a volume profile for the day of the contracts being bought and sold. I know that Traditex has the net market flow, so kind of like the net market flow, but as like a volume profile. Yeah, because on an options chart, you're just doing that one strike. So for what I'm talking about is you'd be doing one strike and one expiration. So what I'm talking about is you're doing every strike of every expiration. So then you run into it being hundreds, hundreds of data points, I think. So VIX is at 20 here, having a little trouble there in that area. I don't think the market makers are really caring like that because they're making their own moves. They're not basing their moves off of someone else. We unfortunately have to base our moves off of someone else because they're able to buy and sell equity to be able to hedge their contracts. I don't have millions of dollars to buy hundreds and thousands of shares of the spot. You know what I mean? So they have a different way of being able to hedge. Our hedge is being able to see what they're doing. Their hedge is just being able to sell or buy more. You know what I mean? So like they do obviously have really good tools and everything, but the way that they're using tools as compared to with the way that we do um, is different. They're looking at the government and Jerome Powell and you know Fed rates and CPIs and PPIs and stuff to make decisions and stuff like that. The bond and treasury markets and stuff. Uh, we'll let them do all that hard work and all that research and everything. I just got to know where they're buying. So the only kind of trade I want right here is the reversal, like, and that may not come. Like I said, during this middle of the day type time, I haven't been doing too good. So it's a big if we do get that move. Tesla is actually making a move to the upside right now. Nvidia is also trying to go. Biggs is still up here, guys, above 20 now. Tesla is in purples right here, telling us to get in. What a reject of the 20 on the VIX here, guys. And now Apple's moving up here pretty nicely. Tesla's moving up. And then NVIDIA is trying to make a little move here. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a morning right here. Been on since like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock market time. Um, I hope you guys were able to get some value out of here today. If you did, please like the stream, go share it, go tell your friends in the forums and on social media to come trade with us, learn a couple things, kind of a different way of thinking of how to trade options instead of just buying strikes on the triangle breakout and stuff like that. Because it really sucks when you just buy into a point of liquidity and you get sucked into it. So, um, priests, go spread the good New Age Wall Street gospel out there for you guys. Get our community rolling here. We are going to start a new pricing plan. Actually, today is what for a free trial in our New Age Wall Street room. You'll get 7 days free trial in the room with us to trade alongside with us. And we have lots of tools. We have the trading ticks. We have all the indicators that you get that you see on my screen and stuff you get to take advantage of. We also have a small cap room. So there's some guys in there trading small caps in a different channel. So you can learn from them as well. And yeah, so appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out, and we'll be here tomorrow. I'm trying to stick to my word to stream all February long. I know we got off to a rocky start, but be here at same time, same place in the morning. All right. See you guys. Stay money, buys.